You know there's a certain feeling to the 4th of July that's just kind of hard to put your finger on until you feel it. It's not just the fireworks, it's not just the heat right now, it's not just the air after the sun goes down, it's all of that mixed with the charcoal, the sunscreen, the smells of food grilling on the grill, and that feeling of being exactly where you're supposed to be at the exact time you're supposed to be there, that American flag waving, and all of the people you want to be with right there with you. And some movies capture that feeling so completely you can't separate them from the vibes and the feeling of the 4th of July. It's just something that settles in your chest. Well, today I have 10 of them. So pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, 10 movies that feel like the 4th of July. They're going to grab you. They're going to get that patriotic spirit, those summer vibes, all of that going. And a great place to start is 1987's Summer Rental. Well, I love John Candy. John Candy is easy for everyone to get behind, and lessons about 4th of July and what it's all about. It's about vacation. It's about the beach. It's about the summer and all of that. And that was captured perfectly here in this 80s classic that is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, in the Atlanta area. And he takes his family down to quote unquote, not Daytona. It's supposed to be Daytona, but it's not Daytona Beach. But they go down to Florida. Summer Rental, one of my favorites all time. It captures it all right now. Now, the next one, you could go with a double feature, and I think I grabbed the second one, but the first movie maybe captures it a little bit more, and I'm talking about National Treasure. And this is part 2. You could go with either one. You could go with a double feature. Nicolas Cage, though, in the first one, he is going to steal the Declaration of Independence to keep it from being stolen, which is a ridiculous premise, but a great cast, a lot of fun. It works completely. You suspend disbelief because of everything they do. And it really is a celebration of our country, of our founding fathers, of everything this country is built on in the right ways and not any kind of ironic, I'm going to apologize for it. These people love this country. They want to protect it. They value the people who built this country and everything our forefathers did. You can say that's silly. You can say that's old-fashioned. We need a hell of a lot more than that, especially on the 4th of July. That is the kind of stuff that we need a whole lot more of, and you're going to get it in National Treasure. And you can grab a double dose with National Treasure Part 2. We're in and around all these great historical sites. A fun adventure for the whole family. National Treasure, it has those 4th of July vibes. Now we're going to go to a film now that I can't believe is 15 years old. And this one is part Indiana Jones, part Marvel, all America. It is Captain America, the first Avenger. And you take a scrawny kid. Yeah, this is from 2011, believe it or not. This movie is 15 years old already. That would be like watching Back to the Future in the year 2000. That'll blow your mind. Give those vibes a chance. But you got a scrawny kid who has the right heart, the right care for this country, the right care for his fellow man, and he is willing to put himself on the line. He's willing to jump on the grenade, literally, and that gets him to be selected to get the superpowers to become Captain America, first Avenger. And there is no one character that is, other than Superman, maybe, that is more associated with America and everything, American exceptionalism and everything that entails in all of the positive ways. You have it here, and then it has that Indiana Jones adventure to it that is absolutely awesome. This is actually one of, I think, the more underrated Marvel movies from early on. No irony again, no apologizing for it. We hadn't got full into that stage yet that came later that we're finally digging back out of. Just good old American values right here, and we need a lot more of that. All right, now the next one, we're going to 2001 for Pearl Harbor. And I laugh because this movie is 25 years old already, which is just insane to me. But Pearl Harbor often gets criticized because of prioritizing like the romance, the love triangle over everything. But here's the truth on that. This movie's attack sequence on Pearl Harbor and the scale of it and the overwhelming depictions of American soldiers fighting and dying for this country and for each other is the scale, the chaos. It is unbelievable, really, when you look at it. But to know that that really happened, that is what America is all about. People who gave everything for this country so that we can have days like this where we talk about movies that embrace all of that together. Pearl Harbor, it might be flawed, all of those kind of things. You can say that it's just a big action spectacle, whatever, but the truth behind it, the story behind it, the realism, knowing that happened, yeah, that's pure America, baby. Pearl Harbor. Now, how about one that captures the feeling of 4th of July, summer, fireworks, baseball, nostalgia, better than most movies, and that is The Sandlot. Listen, if there's a single film that captures the feeling of American summer as a kid, it's probably The Sandlot for a lot of people. A group of kids, a baseball field, an entire summer stretching out ahead of them to embrace all of those things that this time of year is. The Sandlot isn't specifically about the 4th of July. It's about everything that the 4th of July is supposed to feel like. The freedom, the magic, all of those things, baseball, apple pie, being a kid, all of that stuff, the adventures that you get into, that really is a uniquely American experience. It's captured. The heart, soul, and nostalgia of it is in The Sandlot. You're killing me, Smalls, if you don't know that. All right, now we're going to shoot back to the year 2000 for The Patriot. And Mel Gibson plays a reluctant revolutionary soldier, a war veteran who is pulled back in because the war comes to his family's doorstep. And The Patriot is literally the most like spot on entry on this list because it's a film about the actual war that produced the day that we are celebrating and remembering here. It doesn't soften the violence. It doesn't soften the cost of that freedom. It shows you exactly what was risked and what was lost to produce the document we will celebrate on our 250th year birthday, our anniversary this weekend for the 4th of July. Gibson's performance has real weight to it because it refuses to make the war feel easy. There's real loss. Nothing is a foregone conclusion, even though you know gloriously how this is going to turn out. Thankfully, The Patriot makes you feel exactly how it felt to fight for this country in the beginning, early stages of it, for an ideal of this American experiment that is the greatest experiment in the history of mankind. This is all about the holiday itself, and it is absolutely fantastic. When he grabs that flag and runs back across the battlefield, I dare you not to get chill bumps and feel that pride of the Patriot. Now, the next one we go back, it's a little bit different twist. It's 1995's Apollo 13. And yeah, this is about American exceptionalism, and it is a true story. And Houston, we have a problem, but not really, because this movie is awesome. Apollo 13 takes one of America's most famous near disasters and catastrophes ever and turns it into one of the most purely tense and inspiring films of the 1990s, of ever, really. Tom Hanks leading a crew through a mission that just keeps going wrong. It is a calamity of errors, one right after another, with an entire country watching, trying to band together, pray, come up with anything they can do to get these people home. This isn't a story about like a founding like of America like The Patriot. It is a story about the American spirit and the American will and ingenuity, the American persistence under pressure that separates the history of this country and its people from anywhere else in all of time. Engineers solving impossible problems, literally taking square pegs and putting them into round holes. Astronauts trusting people thousands of miles away that they can't see to help bring them home. It's one of the most genuinely patriotic films made without a single battle scene in it. This is all American in its heart. Apollo 13. All right, now the next one, I'm counting two films as one because they are inseparable now, in my opinion. It's 1986 and 2022's Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. And the danger zone is America's DNA, baby. It is full throttle to the max all the way through. Style, just sunsets, jets, American hell yeah, volleyball, sweating, beach, ass kicking. It is all pure adrenaline, recovering from loss, fighting your way through it. All of it is there. Tony Scott captures the American style as in one motion here. Maverick with the real jet photography. Both films across decades have that same vibe. You cannot watch Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick without just wanting to salute the flag, pump your fist, and feel full of adrenaline and blast right off to the danger zone. Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, essential 4th of July viewing. And then, of course, we have 1996's Independence Day. Look, it's right there in the title. Independence Day is explicitly about the American holiday. Yeah, it's about aliens coming down too, but it is about us persevering again, banding together to fight off a common enemy. And with the attacks escalating as the 4th of July gets closer, and then you have Bill Pullman's speech that to this day makes me ready to run through a brick wall. When we declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. And listen, if you aren't ready to fight and stand up right then, check your pulse. It's quite literally the most on-the-nose celebration of this entire list, and it earns every bit of that in a non-ironic way. It treats the holiday as a backdrop, but it also remembers the best of what it's about, Independence Day. And then finally, you had to know it was coming. I'm a Spielberg guy. I'm wearing the Amity hat. It is Jaws. Listen, the boat sequence in Jaws, the Indianapolis speech, the whole thing takes place over the 4th of July holiday. Jaws is the quintessential summer 4th of July movie, the summer blockbuster that coined the term blockbuster. Jaws belongs at number one for many reasons, and a deeper reason than just the plot mechanics. Jaws is the quintessential American summer movie. Like I said, it coined the term blockbuster. This is what American, hell yeah, is all about. People turning out in droves in a way that had never happened before, standing around the block to celebrate summer and summer movies, and it's all wrapped up here in Jaws. And in that moment, when you have the Indianapolis speech, it reminds you of the stakes that it took to not only create this country back in the war, the Revolutionary War, but to maintain the freedom in this country and across this world with the sacrifices made on the USS Indianapolis. It is all there. It is 50 years of American 4th of July summer greatness created by Spielberg that will last much longer than any of us. It redefines what summer movies are and the 4th of July experience every single time you watch it. Jaws is the unquestioned number one, and one that you should watch every 4th of July weekend because it feels like this holiday in the summer and everything all at once is Jaws, baby. All right, so 10 movies, and if you watch them all, you are gonna need a bigger boat because this 4th of July weekend is the biggest in many, many years. We celebrate our 250th birthday as the greatest country in the history of this planet, and I will fight on that hill and die on that hill if I need to, because this is what it's about: being with people, seeing people from around the world at the World Cup come in here and remind you how great this country is. Well, here is 10 movies to celebrate it this weekend with your family. They feel like summer. They feel like the 4th of July. They feel like America in all the best ways. So celebrate it. Enjoy, and God bless America. And that's what I got for you this time. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, hype up the video. That helps out. If you want to help support what we're doing here a little bit more, my Patreon link is in the description of every video. Behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking are over there. All my past live streams, deep dives into physical media, members only discussions, and so much more. And everything helps the channel, and I really do appreciate it. But happy 4th of July. You will hear from me again tomorrow on a video on the 4th of July, on our nation's 250th birthday, that is about all things great in America, and I cannot wait to share it with you. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.